So the number one thing I can tell you guys is if you want to level up in music production and in this business, there's one major thing you need to get right. And this one thing will transform everything about your career in music business.
So I asked a few of my producer friends what their number one beat making tip is that helped them the most in their career. Let's get straight into it.
Yo, what's going on, my friends? My name is Skeki Beats. I'm a producer from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and my friend Jack has asked me to share with you guys some sort of FL Studio tip that I found super useful over the years. Let me show you guys something that I think you guys are gonna immediately start using. On my screen, you guys are seeing my personal everyday FL Studio template. At the very top, you will see these beautifully color-coded arrangement markers that I use to kind of give me a general idea, some guidelines on how I should arrange my tracks when I send them out.
I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I've never actually had a proper FL Studio template before where I've actually really customized it. The only thing I've ever done is just put like a soft clipper on the master. See, I don't have anything else. I don't know if you guys are in the same boat. This is for me as well. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to do this to my FL Studio when I get a chance.
These arrangement markers are made using pattern clips. Simple, right? It's not super brilliant, but the arrangement that you see on the screen, I came up with after listening to a bunch of Billboard Top 100 songs, arranged a bunch of them to get an idea of what the common arrangement lengths of these sections were. Secondly, you'll see the click track. I don't know about you, personally, I don't love the FL Studio metronome. It sounds kind of
Speaking of which metronome are you guys using? I personally use the tick. I hate the other one. There's like one that's like a bell. Even the tick is kind of grim, like the hi-hat one or whatever. It's kind of shit.
So I decided that I'm going to make my own, and the way that I did that is using a stock FL Studio plugin called Fruitkit. These are my personal settings, and this is what it sounds like.
It's like Ableton. Yeah, it's a lot nicer.
If that isn't the craziest sounding FL Studio metronome that you've ever heard, I don't know what else is.
That is such a sicky thing to do, to like change the metronome and shit in FL. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone do that before.
That is my FL Studio trick tip that I find super useful.
Big up, Sikky. The next bit of advice comes from the man Cactus.
Yo, what's good, people? It's Cactus, and this is my number one beat making tip. My advice would be, once you've made a melody, either if you're not feeling it or even if you are feeling it, don't just stop at the melody. Like, you'll build a chord progression, maybe have some bass notes in there, a little counter melody, and then you might just add some drums to it. So it could sound something like this, which is what I started with. Doesn't sound too bad, pretty simple. So most people would just, from there, you know, they just add the drums and then just make the beat from it. But I like to experiment, so I like to render out my melodies, reverse them, rearrange them, chop them up, change the pitch, and just see what other directions I can take it, because you might get a completely different vibe. So never quit on a melody until you've actually done that. If you think a melody is not good enough, try reversing it, try flipping it, try adding halftime. Just fuck around with it until you get a different sound.
I like to do this a lot myself as well. I like to take a melody, and then when I'm like happy with it, I'll either run it through the pedal or I'll sample it again. I've done that before so many times. That is a really good tip. You guys should try this for sure.
So all I did for this one, I kept most things the same, except I pitched everything down and then I reversed the bells. And then I just got a completely different vibe. I think this just hits way harder. Yeah, really simple tip, but it might save your beat because most people will just give up on a melody that they don't think is good enough. So before you give up, try reversing it, try flipping it, see what interesting sounds you can create. Much love.
The final tip is from the young goat himself, Trifreeze. This guy has come up so fast and he's been so consistent with it. And yeah, let's see what tip he's got for us today.
All right, so my beat making tip is a little bit different. It's a little bit weird, but it really works. I don't know why. But yeah, you see those right there? Those are kicks. I always put my kicks in the playlist. It makes them punch a lot harder.
I actually kind of knew about this before, but I've never actually done it really. I've never really put my drums in the playlist before, just because I don't like how unorganized they seem. But yeah, this is a really good one actually to try. I think it might be a phasing issue. I'm not sure. Maybe he'll explain.
Sometimes you'll layer a rack kick on like a spins 808, but the spins 808 is a really high note, like A5 or something like that. You know what I mean? And then it sounds really garbage, and you don't know why. Well, that's a phasing issue. And for some reason, putting them in the playlist actually doesn't cause phasing issues. I don't know why. But yeah, man, try it. Trust me. It honestly makes it hit way harder. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Shout out ProdbyJack, and let's get it.
Next bit of advice comes from Jack Hayes, who is a TikTok producer, and a really, really talented beat maker as well. And this is a bit of advice more so on the mindset of a producer, because making good beats isn't the whole package.
What's going on, guys? My name is Jack Hayes. I'm a music producer and a content creator. I personally do a lot of content on TikTok, so you can find me at Jack Hayes on these platforms. So for me, the number one tip that I could give any producer right now is to put yourself out there, throw yourself out there. You could be the best producer in the world, but if nobody actually listens to your music or even knows that you exist, you're not gonna go anywhere. You gotta find a way to actually get people's attention and get these eyeballs onto you as a brand.
Facts. Now, I know what you guys are gonna be thinking. You guys are gonna be thinking, but if I don't want to be a YouTuber or a content creator, why do I need to do this? Why do I need loads of people to know who I am? Why do I need to get views? Networking is key. Whether you're going to be working in the studio with artists, you know, going down the placement route, or whether you want to be a content creator or a teacher, you know, it's not about what you know, it's who you know. Because if you want to go down the placement route, like, people need to know who you are, because often that's how a song is sold. It's sold based off of who's worked on it. You know, that's why all of these producers now are in the front lines, really, like in music videos. They've got tags everywhere. They're part of the brand now, so you need to be getting your name out there.
And one way you could do that is by creating content. This is what I do personally, and it has worked. So whether it be short format videos, YouTube content, TikTok, Instagram, all these platforms that you could get on and get yourself out there.
IG Reels is the GOAT for getting yourself out there. If you're a producer on Instagram and you want to get more followers and you want to get more views, whether it's on your beats or content or whatever, tutorials, post IG Reels.
Show your face too as well. I've seen so many people just upload like black screens of like a Google Drive, phone recording. People want to see your face. People want to interact with you, and they want to see who's behind the music, who's behind the, you know, the whole production aspect. Create valuable content for your audience.
Value, you have to bring value to, whether it's with a business exchange or whether it's to your audience. People need to be getting something out of it, whether it's entertainment, whether it's knowledge, whether it's amusement, inspiration, whatever it is. Give value, give something.
Whatever you could find that actually grabs people's attention and brings them along with you on your journey.
That is a really good one from Jack. If you want to check out all of these producers in this video, be sure to check the link in the description. I'm going to link all their social medias so you can check them out.
Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Prods LLB. I'm a YouTuber, producer based in the UK. Really appreciate you having me on the video, Jack. But yeah, if I was to give advice to producers, I'd just say keep going. If you feel like you're getting demotivated, then just think about the amount of work you've already put in. Imagine if you stop now and a week later you hit that big opportunity that you were looking for. It sounds really cliche, but the key is just to keep going.
Facts. Consistency is key. Don't be disheartened based on results now. You need to play the long game in this kind of industry, especially on YouTube.
Because you never know when an opportunity is going to come up. Your growth might be gradual. You might hit these goals kind of over a long period of time. But trust me, putting in consistent work for at least like 2-3 years, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that longer period of time.
Bro, 2 to 3 years will fly by, bro. I started my first channel in 2018. That time has just, that's 4 years ago, man. That has flown by. Yeah, the best time to start is right now. So time's going to fly by. Just get on with it.
I started my YouTube channel back in 2017 and I'm only just really been seeing like decent success with it over the last couple of years. So it just takes time.
Shout out to LLB. That's another great bit of advice there. The next person on is the boy, BusyWorks Beats. Now, BusyWorks Beats actually is one of the reasons I even started making beats. Back in 2016 when I first started, I was watching his tutorials in secondary school in the IT room in the library, watching him make a Young Thug type beat and stuff. So this is a really cool moment for me, having Busy in one of my videos. This is the first time he's ever been in one of my videos, so big shout out to him for coming through and giving you guys some advice.
What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Game from BusyWorks Beats.com. If you don't know me, we've trained over 800,000 producers around the world. Some have gone to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, all the top dogs. So the number one thing I can tell you guys is if you want to level up in music production and in this business, there's one major thing you need to get right. And this one thing will transform everything about your career in music business. Give 100 times the effort. You gotta go ham if you wanna be on this level. And the other thing I'd say is, if you guys wanna elevate in this music business and you don't have any assets or any product or any business, what you can do is just introduce people. As long as you can introduce a buyer to a seller or a person with a problem to a person with the solution, you can create value even if you don't have your own product.
Yes, very true. That is why companies nowadays are hunkering down on affiliate schemes. All these big software companies, They need people to buy their products, and people like me, content creators, we find buyers for those products. We make content with their products and we find buyers. You can make so much bread from that, it's crazy.
This is the way that I've been able to create tons of connections in this industry and connect people who are building $100 million projects with other people to get solutions. All you have to do is know the person with the problem and find a person with the solution. You don't have to actually have the solution. This is called leverage.
Big up BusyWorks Beats every single time for that tip there. The next person to be featured now is going to be my boy Ocean. Let's see what advice he has for us today.
All right, so this is my one producer tip. This advice, this mindset has helped me over my music production journey, and I think it applies to all areas of your life. I think consistency over time, you're almost like guaranteed to win. If you put in a certain amount of hours of beat making every single day for a very long time, at the end of that very long time, you're gonna be good. I could apply it to being in the gym. If I go to the gym 2 hours every single day for 10 years, my body's gonna be in way better shape than it was in the beginning. If I cook every single day for 10 years, I'm gonna be a way better chef than I was in the beginning. Before I started making beats, before I started making music, I literally sat down and I said to myself, okay, if I put in 3 hours a day over 10 years, could I be good?
It doesn't have to be a crazy commitment like Ocean said, you know, 3 hours a day. I mean, realistically, we all have 3 hours a day to spare, you know, for doing something that could potentially change our life. Put the time in, put the effort in, but stay consistent.
That equaled something around like 10,000 hours or just underneath. Typically, if you put 10,000 hours into a skill, they say that you've mastered the skill. I don't necessarily believe that you will master music, because you can always learn more, you can always get better, the technology is always changing. But if you put in consistency over time and stay patient and keep making beats, you will become good. And the good thing is, there's just so much information online, there's so much people sharing good sounds, good drum kits, good melodies, good tutorials. You can become really good really fast. If you take all of that and you do it over a very long period of time and just stick with it, you're gonna become good, honestly.
It's now time to react to some of my own tips now. So yeah, this was like a week ago. Let's see what I said. Let's get into it. It's your boy, ProdbyJack. Let's go. This is my tip to you guys. I'm gonna give you two today. I'm gonna do one that's more business related and one that is more actual beat making related. The first one we're gonna do is the business one. This one is responsible for probably 90% of my financial success in this industry. At the age of 20, I'm currently 22 now, I made over 6 figures in this industry. Facts, big facts. Big facts, you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of that, bro. I'm proud of that. A lot of people don't like to talk numbers, but I am proud of that shit. Yeah, it's not flexing, it's for inspirational purposes and just to show it's absolutely possible. And if I can do it, bro, I'm telling you, you guys can definitely do it. And this technique that I adopted is a massive, you know, reason as to how I achieved that amount of wealth in such a short time at such a young age as well. It is to do with planning. I cannot stress to you guys enough the importance of planning. Planning is essential to success in my opinion, and it wasn't until I started adopting a strict system of planning. What I mean by planning is, if you have an idea, write it down. That's the first step. If you can clearly articulate your idea, write it down, then that's most of the hard work done already. Write down your ideas, plan them out, whether it's to do with making videos, making kits, making beats, getting placements. Have a plan. Make sure you guys are staying organized. If you're just putting in kind of effort blindly into different avenues and you're not tracking what you're doing and you're not staying organized, you're not sticking to a plan, you're not working towards your goals, you're kind of just like almost pissing in the wind and just hoping something's gonna stick. It's so much easier than just doing stuff, you know, as and when. Oh, I'll do a bit of this, I'll do a bit of that, yeah, that'll work, and then boom, and just, it's not the same, trust me. Coming from me, just plan things. Genuinely, it makes such a big difference. It often helps you to kind of tick all the boxes that you might miss if you don't plan stuff, if you just do stuff. Anyway, let's get on to the beat making tip. This is my number one technique that as soon as I learned this, it transformed my entire beat making mindset. You guys definitely need to try out a plugin called Sound Shifter. It's by Waves. Basically, this plugin allows you to, on the fly, pitch your whole beat up and down. Now, the reason why this is important is because often your ears, once you're making music for an extended period of time, you know, 30 minutes, an hour, even beyond that, your ears are going to start to feel fatigue. Bro, fatigue in the ears really creeps up on you, and it has you second guessing yourself for real. Like, am I actually like losing my mind, or does this sound good? And it sounds terrible, and vice versa. Does this sound terrible? No, it sounds good. Fatigue is real, man. Beware. You know what I'm saying? Be careful out there. And this basically means that things that aren't necessarily good are going to just kind of slip under the radar and perhaps just blend in and you won't notice them. But for someone who listens to the beat for the first time, instantly, they're going to hear that. And that's not good. You want to be making the best beats, songs, whatever, samples possible. Recommend you guys check out that plugin, put it on your master channel, and just every sort of 20 minutes, turn it on and pitch your whole beat up or down 2 semitones. That's gonna trick your brain out of its fatigue state, and instantly things that are not good are gonna just pop out to you and you'll be like, wow, that sounds terrible, you know, and it will expose them a lot easier. It's like you're tricking your brain into hearing the beat for the first time, even though you've been making it for an hour or 2. Those tips really changed my whole life and my career. Like, they're honestly the best ones I can give you guys, 100%. Those are some beat making, producer mindset kind of tips from some of the top creators and beat makers. Really appreciate all the guys for submitting those clips forward. If you guys want to check out any of the producers featured in this video, all of their links will be down in the description, and let me know down in the comments what you thought about this advice. You know, which was your favorite piece of advice? Which one do you think is going to help you going forward the most? And also, if you want to give your guys best advice, I invite you to leave it down in the comments below, your #1 tip for producers as well. You know what I'm saying? We're a community after all, we need to help each other. So down in the comments, let me know what is your #1 beat making tip. Leave it down below, let's check them out. If you want to see me do this again with some other producers, there's loads of people I didn't ask for this one that I can ask. It's been Jack, this is just a quick little easy video for you guys today on Sunday. I hope you have had a good week, and I will see you guys next week for even more crazy uploads. If you subscribe though, make sure you subscribed. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great fucking day.